ladies affair, the Sterling Cup, this year's edition, and Switch currently playing against the Footprints, and people are saying one of these sides will be able to carry the day. A competitive one it is, and it looks like it's a tight battle because 18-15 is the score at this particular time. So the ladies are doing it, and the man behind it is actually a job worker who consistently is saying that he will try as much as possible and support the game. And while you think about it, you can look at these girls and just know they are young, at the same time talented, they are ambitious, but at the same time focused, saying that they want to love the game, they want to develop in the game, and they want to be the queens of basketball when we think about the game. Job worker, some fantastic job you have been doing. Sikapili, today is the final day. Tell me, how has it been so far?
It's been great. I think the girls have enjoyed themselves. Now today is malaria time, so knockout stages. So that tomorrow we go into the finals, and then
tomorrow is Sunday.
Sunday, the same as and then finals. But the girls have actually played pretty well. We've had young players. If you look at some of these girls here, are pretty young, 16-year-olds, 17-year-olds, and who've come from different places. Teams have been assembled, or some teams have assembled from players from different campuses, from different hoods. Nakuru, Sush is here from Nakuru, so it's been a great time just to have these girls enjoy the game of basketball. We hope that at the end of this, the federation, the coaches involved, will be able to at least take these girls and nurture them to the next level, because we've done our part. We believe we've done our part, so now we're giving them a platform to say, okay, these are the girls here, pick whoever you want for your teams, for the national team. This should be consistent. So if you keep this consistent, I'm sure as a country we will not lack any players who will take our nation to the next level.
It's good to see, because you can see some notable coaches here, some notable players watching. Yeah. So it's a concoction and a mix where if we take these kind of games seriously, then we have something that we can build.
For sure. Up at the stand there, most effectively we have the Secretary General from FIBA Zone 5, Mr. Gode, who's also here, just to see what the country offers. And you never know that after this, at least they can be able to pick from themselves. We also have some old coaches. We have the Coaches Commission also who are here, just also to see what is it that they've been lacking in terms of development and building of those kids. So for sure, Strathmore have been here. They played the previous game. Nazarene have also played here. UN have just finished their match here. So it's been a good time. It's a good time, and I'm sure some of the coaches have identified some of the girls, the players who they would need in their teams for future. So it's I believe that we've done a good job, and this can be done better moving forward.
What does it mean to have the Secretary General around? Because I know he does a lot when it comes to making such games be looking and just ensuring that the zone, actually there are activities, positive activities. Yeah. What exactly does it mean?
It means that, in fact, what we're trying to sell to him is that the zone can pick up these tournaments, so that next year, God willing, we can be able to have some teams from outside, under 23, because the girls don't really have an under 23 championship in Zone 5. So for him being here it's a plus for us. It's a plus for the country, it's a plus for the federation, because it's after this, of course, he'll talk to the president and Zone 5 members to show them that Kenya has done it. So since Kenya has done it, then also they have an opportunity to pick up and say, okay, let's make this tournament bigger so that the zone owns it. In fact, we'd like to sell to the zone so that they can take it over from us. And with that, at least we can be able to secure some tourism, some sports tourism for the countries. So if they come here, the country will generate revenue. The players also will step up, because now it will be a more harder game. Playing teams like South Sudan, playing Rwanda, playing Uganda, and of course even Somali. Why not? So to us, we've achieved. Just to bring him on board and for him to say, okay, I want to see what you guys are doing. I want to he's also reviewing the movements of the referees, because he's a former referee, being a referee for international matches. So he's also here just to evaluate how our referees are doing. And then he's just told me that after this, he'll be able to review the tapes and just to see how have they performed. And from there, of course, they can have some more clinics with the referees so that they can guide them and say, hey guys, you made a mistake here, you've done this well. So the techniques and the movements of the refs also has to step up. So as much as we step up the game, we also have to step up the officiating of the game, because all of them have to go hand in hand. You can't have good games and bad officiating, because you can have good games and then the officials or the officiating kills the game. So if that goes hand in hand, we'll be a step further.
In your take, I know we are thinking about ladies and height. Because when you compare the ladies that actually are playing here, and you compare with what actually other countries are doing, our height actually, is it wanting? Or can we say maybe the taller ladies don't want to embrace basketball the way they should?
I think the gene has died. I think the tall gene is no longer there. But unfortunately or fortunately, the taller players really don't come into sports. They are forced into sports. As I remember, I was coaching high school. I had to go out and fish them from classes because they feel they're too tall, so they feel sometimes shy. And that's for ladies. You see, men, once you're tall, you want to go play the game of basketball. But for ladies, it's different. The coaches themselves also have a keen interest on the girls. Because how you train a girl is different from how you train a boy. You have to be very passionate about it. 1, 2, you also have to just to guide them, nurture them pole so that they can able to pick up the game. So of course height is missing, and we hope that the coaches and the parents also out there would encourage the girls just to take up the game of basketball. Because look at this, she's 7, that's height, but she's playing, she's doing a good job. But of course now international matches, she can't be able to compete, because the girls will be about 6'5", 6'7", so definitely will not be able to match up. But if we encourage those tall players to take up in high school, where they may feel that, oh, I'm shy because of the height, but encourage them to take up this game, we'll have as a country tall players who can play. Now, even look at the national team, the average height is about 5'9", 5'8", thereabout, meaning that if you meet the Nigerians, the Congolese of this world, the Angolas and the Mozambicans will not be able to compete. That goes even for the men also in the game. So I laugh that maybe the gene has died for tall players. But of course, as a country, if we go out, we've been blessed to have girls from West Pokot, Turkana and all those places. If you're deliberate enough to go to those places and fetch them out, we'll get that height and be able to play.
Finally, and very briefly, what should we do to make our game become so polished? This game is not that polished. Yes. What needs to be done?
More games, more serious training, and more serious coaching, and deliberate formats. And the coaches have also agreed here that, of course, some of them are saying they need to play more games. Some of these guys playing here, maybe this is their first time they just joined campus, so their first years. Hoping that in the next 2 or so years, they'll have caught up. But for them to catch up, just be deliberate that they have to be trained and coached and play more games. What is lacking is more exposure. The more games they play, the more exposure they have, the more the game will develop. The more now you'll come here and say, okay, the game is crisp. The passes are neat, the dribbling is neat, so they don't have the ball dribbling too high. It's on waist going downwards. And then even just the basic doing just the layup and the free throws follow through. That needs coaching. That needs practice. So the more you practice and listening to, watching and following the words of Michael Jordan, more practice and more practice again, period. And then for us, more games, more tournaments, period.
Thank you very much, Job Walker there in black and white, saying more games, more tournaments. And yes, also for the ladies, they will try as much as possible to just sharpen their arsenal, to do the work, to keep on winning, keep on practicing. But this is a good start, you will agree, because if you don't get the opportunity to go all out and try as much as possible and play and showcase your talent, then it will not be for anything. The talent is there, it might be raw, it needs to be nurtured, but in black and white, as a country, we can do more to build what we love. And for some of us, sports is life. And again, remember, one man practicing sportsmanship